What's up, everybody? Ben with the BTC Sessions here, and this is your daily session.
Hodl the Bitcoin.
Before we jump into the news, I just want to remind everybody, please do visit my website, btcsessions.ca. There you can reach out to me directly and book your own BTC session where you can learn about Bitcoin, wallets, proper security, or really talk about any topic that you would like to. I'm ready for you to shoot me an email and I'll be checking those out every day. Also, if you want to head over to Teespring, I've got some swag if you'd like to adorn yourself with my pretty glasses. Anyways, moving on, let's check out the news today. And it starts off on not a great note for Canadians in particular. QuadrigaCX is more or less totally insolvent. Not that we didn't really already suspect that, but it looks like they owe their customers getting close to the tune of $190 million, which actually that's the American value. If you look at the Canadian value, it is $250 million. Now, this is split up in a few different ways, but essentially what's happened is they have a whole ton of funds that are stuck in the banking system. So there were a whole bunch of issues there. CIBC is holding somewhere in the tune of $30 million, and they have others that are kind of spread across various other third parties, and they cannot get them released at the current time. But furthermore to that, with the death of their CEO, they no longer have access to their cold storage. All of the cryptocurrency that was stored on the exchange in cold storage is essentially inaccessible. And this looks to be about $180 million Canadian in crypto that is essentially inaccessible. So 26,500 Bitcoin, 11,000 Bitcoin Cash, 11,000 Bitcoin Cash SV, 35,000 Bitcoin Gold, 200,000 Litecoin, and about 430,000 Ether. Oh man. And further to that, think about the way that cold storage was being run. A single individual had sole access to all of those funds. It's that single point of failure for all of that money. And it's dumbfounding that this is the way things were run. Very, very scary. And it's really unfortunate. My heart goes out to people that had any money sitting on this exchange. Clearly, a lot of people did. But guys, it just goes to show, please, please take the time to get your money off of exchanges, get yourself a hardware wallet, and start keeping your own crypto. Take responsibility for your own cryptocurrency. That was why this stuff was created, to get it out of the hands of third parties and their irresponsible practices and get it back into your own hands, into the hands of the individual. So please take that time to do that. I've got tons of links showing you how to work Trezors or Ledgers or other hardware wallets. I'll try to link a couple of those below, but take that time, please. Moving on. Not much better here. Again, oh, Canada, come on. So Canadian crypto exchange Coinsquare, which kind of really took off in the past year and a half to 2 years, I believe. Anyways, they are laying off 40 employees out of their total of 150 employees. So this is 27% of their workforce. Now, this looks bad on its head, but really it seems to be a bit of a reshuffling. They're looking at the bear market saying, hey, we may have overextended ourselves with the mania that happened with the bull market. They went from 3 employees up to 150, and then now they're kind of looking and saying, hey, maybe we should readjust and make sure that we're, I guess, compact and tight and we're not leaking money everywhere. So they're playing this as a positive thing. They did raise a lot of money. They've got about 40 million in company funds and assets, which is mostly in cash. So not all bad for Coinsquare. It seems to me that they just looked at their balance sheet and said, hey, we should cut back a little bit so that we can weather this bear market. Now, I just want to finish on a couple fun things for the day. This is called Bitcoin Graveyard. I saw this pop up on Twitter today. Thought it was pretty clever, so I figured I'd play around with it a little bit. What is it? Well, some of you may have heard of bitcoinobituaries.com, where it basically tracks all of the articles that declare the death of Bitcoin. Well, this adds one up, and it gets to kind of utilize Lightning Network here. And essentially what it is, you can see there's all these tombstones with all of the headlines that are declaring the death of Bitcoin. So one of the more recent ones, Bitcoin will go to zero. Davos talks up the future of blockchain tech. And what you can do is you can spend 1,000 Satoshis to leave a digital flower on the gravestone of some of these articles, which I think is pretty hilarious. I was saying on Twitter that what would be even funnier is if they allowed the original author of the article in question to claim that money at some point in the future if they came out and said that they were wrong. I think that would be hilarious. So the people that are running Bitcoin Graveyard, please think about doing that, because I think that's pretty hilarious. But while I'm here, maybe maybe what I'll do is I will actually pay. I'm going to buy a flower for this one. Let's do getting poorer with Bitcoin. So I'm going to buy a flower and leave it at the gravestone. So you choose how many flowers you want to buy. It's about 4 cents for a flower, so I'm willing to do that. You put in, let's see, BTC Sessions, RIP Bitcoin, we barely knew ye, and then I'll leave my website there. So all I do, fill in whatever info, I'm going to hit buy, and then it brings up a Lightning invoice. I'm going to just open up a Lightning wallet on my phone, and I'll shoot this off really quickly. Scan to pay. And there we can see up at the top, I've now made my payment. Rest in peace, Bitcoin. We barely knew ye. So that's... it's a dumb website, but it's funny, whatever. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to show you guys is this. We put out a video today for Bull Bitcoin, the company that I do work for, and it's myself sitting down with Francis Pouliot, the CEO, and we're talking about one of the core values of Bitcoin or of Bull Bitcoin, which is skin in the game. And this is largely based off the book by Nassim Taleb, but it's just a concept of, in order to remain honest and in order to remain moral, any person needs to be basically be equally exposed to the upside and the downside of any business venture. So we get into discussing that. It's about an 8-minute video. So if you want to head over and check that out, I will link to that down below as well. But beyond that, guys, thank you so much for watching. One last thing to mention, I am starting to look for sponsors for the BTC Sessions. Now that I'm doing daily videos throughout the week, I'm looking for sponsors perhaps for the show. Now, I do have a very narrow realm of what I would be okay as a sponsor with. So ideally, the company would be specifically Bitcoin, or at least heavily Bitcoin. And I can't really promote exchanges that would be a conflict of interest with me in Bull Bitcoin. But really, anything along those lines. If you think you know of a company that may like to be a sponsor of this show and get shoutouts daily, then please do let me know in the comments down below. But beyond that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you after the weekend on Monday for the BTC Sessions.